Is there really a best zodiac sign? For years, the debate has raged in comment sections and late-night talks. But if you look at the evidence, the pure data of who builds, who endures, and who leads, one sign consistently rises to the top. I'm talking about Capricorn, the sign that masterfully blends relentless ambition with profound resilience and an absolutely unstoppable drive. Now, why would I make such a bold claim? My name is Anya Sage, and as a psychological astrologer, I don't deal in fluff. I decode the architecture of success written in the stars, and the Capricorn blueprint is nothing short of a masterclass. In this video, we are going to dissect the 30 reasons that prove this case. This isn't just a list, it's an evidence file, and I'll tell you right now, you are going to want to stick around, because number 4 will absolutely blow your mind. So, before we dive into the evidence, I want to know who's in the room. Drop your zodiac sign and your birth date in the comments below. I'm curious to see who's watching. Excellent. And for those of you who aren't, you're about to get a masterclass in how reality is built. Because to truly understand Capricorn, you must first forget the stereotypes of the stuffy workaholic. You need to see them for what they truly are, the architects of reality. Their element is earth, and they take that literally. They don't just live in the world, they build it. Their lives are not a series of random events, but a deliberate construction project. And every great project begins with a blueprint. This brings us to their mastery of organization. For a Capricorn, a plan is not a suggestion, it's physics. They are natural-born organizers who see the end goal with crystalline clarity and then instinctively reverse engineer the path to get there. Imagine them looking at a 5-year goal while others are paralyzed by the scale. The Capricorn pulls out a mental drafting table. They map out the phases, the milestones, the resource allocation, the potential points of failure. Their to-do lists aren't just. This is their realism at work. They don't build castles in the sky. They survey the land, test the soil, and design a foundation that can withstand any storm. Their currency is reality, and they are fluent in its language. And what is the purpose of this meticulous design? Stability. A Capricorn craves security not out of fear, but out of wisdom. They are the builders of stable ground in a chaotic world, for themselves and for everyone they care about. This isn't just an emotional need, it's a practical, executed strategy. Most visible in their legendary financial acumen, they are masters of the material. A Capricorn doesn't just save money, they architect wealth. Let me paint you a picture. Think of a young Capricorn who decides they want to own a home in a city where it seems impossible. Others see a hopeless dream. The Capricorn sees a financial engineering problem. They will calculate the exact down payment, factor in inflation, research investment vehicles that can outpace it, and create a boo. For them, a budget isn't a cage, it's the foundation beam for their future. They understand that money is a tool, a form of stored energy, and they are masters at directing that energy toward the construction of a secure future. Their patience allows them to play the long game, making them formidable investors and savers. Of course, a blueprint and a foundation are nothing without the will to build. And this is where we witness the engines of the Capricorn soul. Their exemplary work ethic, and their unmatched ambition. This is not the flashy, attention-seeking ambition of other signs. It is a quiet, grinding, unstoppable force of nature. It's the silent vow they make to themselves, often in their youth, that their life will have weight, that their efforts will leave a mark. They are the living embodiment of the phrase, "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." But don't mistake this ambition for simple ladder climbing. It is visionary. They aren't just trying to win the game. They are trying to A perfect example, Jeff Bezos, a classic Capricorn. In the early days of Amazon, people saw an online bookstore, a cute, niche idea. But Bezos didn't see a bookstore. He saw the everything store. He envisioned a global logistics network, a cloud computing platform that would power a huge portion of the internet, a private space race. That is the essence of Capricorn ambition. It's not just about the next promotion. It's about building an empire, a legacy, a new reality. They see the entire finished city in their mind's eye, long before the first brick is ever laid. And how do they acquire the skills for such monumental tasks? They simply decide to. They are the ultimate self-taught masters. If the blueprint for their life requires knowledge of coding, or contract law, or woodworking, they will not wait for a teacher. They will find the books, watch the videos, and practice relentlessly until they achieve mastery. They are driven by a fundamental belief that they are responsible for their own development. This combination, the visionary blueprint, the rock-solid foundation, the relentless work ethic, and the ability to learn any skill required is what makes them the architects. They don't just dream of a better future. They wake up every single day and build it, an unstoppable architect building their empire brick by brick. It's an impressive image, almost intimidating. But this is where nearly everyone stops looking. This is the great misunderstanding about Capricorn. What about the rooms inside that fortress? What fuels the architect when the work is done? This is where people get Capricorn completely wrong. They see the discipline, the ambition, the serious exterior, and they write them off. All work, no play. Efficient, yes. Successful, absolutely. But boring? Think again. Let's start with their sense of humor, because it's a secret weapon. It's not the loud, life-of-the-party kind. It's surgical. Picture a tense work meeting. Egos are flaring. Voices are rising. A Capricorn who has been silent, observing, suddenly drops a deadpan one-liner that is so absurdly true, it cuts through all the noise. Something like, fascinating. So we agree the building is on fire, we're just debating the font for the evacuation notice. Silence. A beat. Then the tension shatters. That is Capricorn humor. Dry, intelligent, and devastatingly effective. It's a tool for diffusing chaos, not just for getting a laugh. This profound misunderstanding extends to their heart. People call them cold or transactional. The truth is, they are hidden romantics of the highest order. Their love language isn't flowery poems. Their love language is competence. It's action. A Capricorn won't just tell you they love you. They'll prove it by methodically improving your life. Their partner might casually mention they wish they had a better place to read. Months go by. Then one day, they come home, and that awkward corner of the apartment has been transformed. A custom-built bookshelf stands there, with a perfectly upholstered reading bench and a light that casts the perfect warm glow. That Capricorn didn't just buy a chair. They observed a need, designed a solution, and executed it flawlessly on their weekends. That bookshelf isn't wood and screws, it's a monument to their affection. They don't just say, "I care." They build you the sanctuary you didn't even know how to ask for. This ability to observe and act stems from a profound and often overlooked emotional intelligence. They are exceptional listeners, not the kind who just nods along, waiting for their turn to speak. The kind who listens to what you aren't saying. They absorb the data, the emotion, the subtext, and when they finally speak, their advice isn't just comforting, it's an actionable strategy. They combine empathy with a blueprint. It's this same quiet intuition that makes them uncanny judges of character. They don't get swayed by charisma or grand promises. They watch patterns, they see the tiny N. This is why, when a Capricorn trusts you, it means something. That bond has been tested, vetted, and deemed structurally sound. And when conflict does arise, they approach it like one of their projects, logically and constructively. They want to understand the root cause, analyze the weak points, and build a stronger foundation. To a more fiery personality, this can feel detached, but the intention is pure, to fix what's broken permanently. They don't want to win the argument. They want to solve the equation so it never happens again. So the cold, boring workaholic? It's a myth, a caricature. Beneath that composed exterior is a sharp-witted observer, a deeply sentimental builder of sanctuaries, and a wise, intuitive soul. They just don't feel the need to advertise it. Their actions are their marketing department. And this quiet emotional depth is the crucial, hidden foundation for their true power. Now that we understand the secret heart of the architect, we can finally grasp their superpowers, the V. And when I say unbeatable, I'm not using that word lightly. We are now entering the engine room of the architect. Forget the blueprints and the outward persona for a moment. We're going to the core. We're talking about the formidable powers that make Capricorn who they are when the chips are down and the world is watching. Let's start with reason number 14. Discipline that defies all limits. In a world obsessed with quick hacks and fleeting motivation, Capricorn's discipline is a superpower. Most people think of discipline as a cage, a restriction. For a Capricorn, discipline is the architecture of freedom. Motivation is a lightning strike, bright, powerful, but gone in an instant. Discipline is the power grid they build, channeling that energy reliably, day after day, year after year. It's the choice to show up when no one is watching. It's the decision to do the hard thing, not because they feel like it, but because the plan requires it. This isn't about being a robot. It's about being an author of your own life, and discipline is the pen you use to write the next chapter, every single day. This internal structure leads directly to their next superpower. Reason number 29, a remarkable calm under pressure. They want you to picture a scene, a tech startup 1 hour from their biggest product launch. Suddenly, the system crashes. Red alerts flash across monitors. Phones start ringing off the hook with angry investors. The air thickens with panic. Voices get louder. Blame starts flying. It's pure chaos. And then the Capricorn project lead walks into the center of the room. They don't shout. They don't absorb the panic. Their voice cuts through the noise, not with volume, but with clarity. Report. What's the server status? Sarah, you focus on the database rollback. Now. Ben, you handle communications. Tell our community we've identified an issue and are deploying a fix. No excuses, just facts. They don't get lost in the why of the problem. They become the how of the solution. That is a Capricorn in their element. This isn't an absence of feeling. It's a mastery of focus. It's the ability to triage reality and execute a plan when everyone else is lost in the emotional storm. Of course, to be that calm, you have to be able to take a hit. This brings us to reason number 2, their profound emotional resilience. Do not ever mistake a Capricorn's composure for a lack of feeling. They feel everything, but where others shatter, they forge. Their resilience is like steel. It's not born strong, it's made strong through fire and pressure. Every failure, every disappointment, every setback is a hammer blow that they absorb, process, and use to temper their own spirit. They understand that emotional pain is data. It tells them where the weakness was, what needs reinforcing. So they don't just bounce back, they rebuild, stronger and more fortified than before. Discipline, calmness, resilience. These are the pillars of the Capricorn fortress. They are immense, but they are all buoy. One I promised you at the very beginning would blow your mind. It is reason number 4, the engine that drives everything. the force that makes the discipline unbreakable, the calm unshakable, and the resilience unending. It is their unstoppable, almost terrifying, determination to achieve their goals. This isn't just ambition. Ambition is wanting to win the race. Determination is the willingness to crawl to the finish line with broken legs if you have to. It is an unyielding primal force that, once locked onto a target, simply does not know how to quit. It's the internal engine that runs on I will and I must. Think about Martin Luther King Jr., a Capricorn. His goal wasn't a quarterly target, it was the reshaping of a nation's soul. What he faced wasn't a difficult client, it was centuries of systemic hatred and violence that required more than just vision. It required a determination so absolute that it could stare down impossible odds, endure unspeakable threats, and never ever blink. And this incredible force is what makes them, as reason number 6 states, masters of practical problem solving. Their determination isn't just a feeling, it's a tool. It demands an outlet. It forces them to find a way, to build a door where there is a wall. They see a goal, and their mind immediately begins reverse engineering the path to get there, breaking down monumental challenges into a series of logical, executable steps. They are the ones who, after the inspiring speech is over, say, "Great, now what's the first thing we need to do?" This is the unbreakable core of the Capricorn. The power, the structure, the indomitable force, but it begs the question, what, or more importantly, who is this engine truly serving? That's where we find the soul of the mountain goat. Because for a Capricorn, power without purpose is just noise, and that purpose, almost always, is found in the people they love. The empire they build isn't an empty monument to their ego, it's a fortress. It's a safe harbor designed. This is where we find their most defining and perhaps most misunderstood characteristic, unwavering loyalty. This isn't a passive feeling for them. It is an active, non-negotiable contract. When a Capricorn chooses you as a friend, a partner, a family member, they have made a strategic decision. You are now part of their master plan. Their success is your success, and your problems are now their problems to solve. They are the anchor in life's hurricane. Imagine this: you failed publicly. The calls stop coming in, the friends have vanished. You're sitting in the quiet wreckage of your life, and the shame is deafening. Then your phone lights up. It's your Capricorn friend. They don't ask for the gossip. They don't say, "I told you so." They say 5 simple words: "Where are you? I'm coming." They show up not with empty platitudes, but with a plan. They are the ones who will sit with you in the dark, not saying a word, their silent presence, a shield against the world. Their loyalty isn't a choice they make in the moment. It's a fundamental part of their nature. This fierce protection is why their inner circle is so small. Getting past a Capricorn's walls is famously difficult. They observe, they test, they analyze. But once you are inside those walls, you are rewarded with one of the deepest and most secure friendships possible. They are the keepers of secrets, the builders of confidence, the co-signers on your dreams. Part of that package, however, is their radical honesty. A Capricorn will tell you the truth, especially when you don't want to hear it. Why? Because they respect you too much to lie. They see a problem, and their mind immediately moves to the most efficient solution. Sugarcoating is inefficient. They would rather deliver a hard truth that helps you than a soft lie that comforts you into mediocrity. It's not cruelty, it's the ultimate form of care. This is the soul of the mountain goat. All the ambition, all the discipline, it's all fuel for this engine of protection and loyalty. They climb the mountain not just to see the view, but to build a home at the top for the people they carry in their hearts. We all know a Capricorn who has been our rock. Share a story in the comments about a loyal Capricorn in your life. Let's celebrate that silent strength. And that silent strength, that unwavering loyalty, is the very foundation of the final masterpiece. So, let's take a final step back. We've journeyed from the architect of reality, meticulously building their empire of success. We uncovered the secret heart with its surprising humor and deep romance. We stared into the unbreakable core, forged in discipline and an unstoppable will. But what is the final form? It's the balanced master. This is the ultimate Capricorn skill. It's not just about building a career, it's about building a life. This is where their legendary patience and long-term vision pay off. They understand that legacy isn't just about what you achieve, but who you are and who you protect. They masterfully balance tradition with adaptability, and their profound sense of responsibility extends equally to their work and to their home. They become exceptional motivators because they don't just talk about success. They embody it in every sphere of life. This unique synthesis of relentless ambition, unshakable practicality, and a profoundly loyal heart is what makes the Capricorn not just successful, but whole. It's why a powerful argument can be made that they are, indeed, the Zodiac's masters of the art of living. Now I want to hear from you. If you're Capricorn, tell me, did we get it right? If you know and love a Capricorn, share this video with them. Like this video if you feel you understand them better now. And to ensure you don't miss our deep dive into the next sign, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The cosmos has many more secrets to share.